What's up guys, it's Ed from TechSource, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Lenovo Legion Y520 gaming laptop that gets you an i5-7300HQ, 8 gigs of RAM, and a GTX 1050 Ti for around $900. That is the starting price, and it does go up depending on what configuration you go with. So I've been using the laptop for about a week now, and even though Lenovo sent this out for review and sponsored this episode, I will be sharing the things I don't like about this laptop as well as things I do like about it. So with that said, let's go ahead and start off with the build quality. So the plastic frame throughout the laptop is actually built pretty sturdy with very little bend where the keyboard is located. The display, however, does have a little bit of flex, which is to be expected on most laptops, but nothing too flimsy. One thing I noticed immediately is that the coating on the laptop attracts fingerprints, and it also gets scratched easily. As you can see, the laptop has a few scratches on it already from carrying it around in my backpack. The hinge is built really well. You can open the laptop with one hand very easily, and the overall size and weight of the laptop is perfect for being mobile. It's not too big or too heavy, so you can throw it in your backpack when you're on the move. The extremely thick bezel display has a 15.6-inch 1080p IPS panel with anti-glare coating, which means that it's great for outdoor use or places where there is a lot of sunlight. But with that anti-glare coating, you don't get as vibrant colors or great viewing angles despite it being an IPS display. But it's not really a big deal on a gaming laptop. They did throw in a 720p 30fps camera near the top, which surprisingly has good low light performance compared to other laptops I've checked out on the channel. So yeah, this is the camera on the Lenovo Legion Y520. I'm gonna stay quiet for a bit. You guys can hear the background noise. The keyboard, however, is built very well. There's this crimson red accent around each key, as well as the trackpad. The keys itself are backlit, which is great for gaming at night, and provide 1.7mm of key travel, which is satisfying to type on, and provides great feedback. You can also control the brightness of the backlighting from low to high by pressing down on the function and backspace key. The numpad is sort of in a weird spot, which took some getting used to, but I love the fact that Lenovo added LED indicators for the lem lock as well as the caps lock, which surprisingly some manufacturers tend to ignore. The trackpad is also nice. It's very responsive with no lag, and the taps register every single time. The two buttons, however, do require a little extra force than I'm used to for it to register, but I have no complaints, and overall I'm actually a fan of the design. Of course, being black and red is also a nice plus for me. One of the features that shocked me about this laptop were the speakers. They are actually pretty good. I don't think I've ever heard better speakers on a gaming laptop until now. And that's because they are custom tuned with dual 2-watt Harman speakers with Dolby Audio, and they are actually front-firing speakers as well, so you get the full audio experience. So if you're someone that doesn't use headphones or even a gaming headset, then you'll be pleased by the sound quality of these speakers.
Destruction of everything we know and love begins.
When it comes to connections, the Legion Y520 doesn't fall short. On the left side, we got the security lock, followed by the charging port, Ethernet, and one USB, followed by the headphone jack. On the opposite side, we got an HDMI, two USB 3.0 ports, a full-size SD card slot, and a USB Type-C port. To access the internals, you'll need to remove 12 screws and pop off the back cover. Unfortunately, the only hardware you can replace or upgrade is the M.2 SSD, located on the left side. The heat pipe and exhaust are also located near the back of the laptop, so you won't feel any heat near your hands while gaming. I was actually very impressed with the thermals. I have gamed for 1 hour straight, and not once have I felt any heat coming my way. One of the reasons for this is because the fans and vents are located close to the CPU and GPU, so basically the hot air keeps on moving while the rear exhaust removes that heat, so you can stay cool during those long gaming sessions. The fan noise, on the other hand, is noticeable if there is no other sound present, just like most laptops, but if you're using headphones or even the speakers on the laptop, then you won't hear them at all. Here's a quick demonstration. So this is how loud the fans get while gaming, and as you can see, there's no game sound currently present. Now I'm going to turn on the game sound and play a little bit. You guys can hear the difference.
Got eyes on the target. Let's move. submachine guns.
The laptop does come with a 256GB PCIe SSD, and this thing is wicked fast. It literally takes around 7 seconds to boot up. Alright, so let's talk gaming. So what does the i5-7300HQ paired with the GTX 1050 Ti get you in games? On GTA 5 high settings, we get around 48 FPS without any lag or stutter. However, I was able to hit closer to 60 after lowering the settings to medium, although 48 FPS is definitely still enjoyable for me. Csgo is a much lighter game, so I was getting well over 100 FPS in max settings. Sadly, my skills have not improved from benchmarking this game multiple times. Overwatch is another game that's not as GPU intensive, however I cranked up the settings to ultra just to see how well it would run, and to my surprise I was hitting more than 50 FPS. If you want to hit that 60 mark, lowering the settings to high or even medium will get you that extra push, but I kept it on ultra because the FPS difference didn't really affect my gameplay at all. Battlefield 1 is a pretty intensive game, however I was able to achieve 52 FPS in high settings for the single player campaign using DirectX 11. And finally, we got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, which is the most GPU intensive game in this list, and because of that I had to lower the settings to medium in order to achieve 44 FPS. Overall, I was pretty happy with the gaming performance it delivered for a gaming laptop that costs under $1,000. All the games I tested were playable in 1080p, and this would be the perfect laptop on the go for anyone. Battery life was also fairly good in terms of everyday use and streaming video. So I tested a laptop at 100% battery life for gaming and also streaming video, and here are my findings. Streaming non-stop video will get you approximately 4 hours and 12 minutes until it dies from 100% full charge. This was tested under a balanced power plan with 75% brightness. Gaming, however, was a different story. So after gaming for 60 minutes on the dot, the battery percentage dropped from 100% all the way down to 9%. This was also tested under the balanced power plan and 75% brightness. Needless to say, if you're going to be gaming on this laptop for more than an hour, it's best to have it plugged in. So to recap the video, I'm going to be talking about the things I liked and the things I didn't like. I'm definitely a fan of the design. It's got the cool looking black carbon fiber look for the surface, as well as the red crimson outline around the keycaps and the trackpad. The build quality is also on the positive side with very little bend on the keyboard, and the fact that I can open it with one hand is a nice plus. The laptop doesn't get hot, which I can appreciate on any mobile device. The speakers are some of the best I've heard, although I personally don't use a headset or even headphones, so I feel like it's kind of wasted. I much prefer to have crappy speakers and spend that extra money on a better GPU or CPU, but I digress. I also love typing on this keyboard, and the trackpad is very accurate and responsive. I have no complaints when it comes to the keyboard and trackpad. The overall form factor and weight is perfect for travel, and finally the performance. The GTX 1050 is a tiny beast that can provide an enjoyable experience when it comes to gaming, while the i5-7300HQ does a great job on the productivity side. Not to mention the incredibly fast 5-second boot time. That was pretty impressive. So things I didn't like. The coating on the surface attracts fingerprints easily, and I'm not sure how on earth the laptop got scratched so easily as well. The display has thick bezels, and the battery life is subpar when it comes to gaming on balanced mode. And finally, there is pretty much no upgradability. What you buy is what you get. The storage is the only part that is easily accessible and replaceable. So there are more positives than negatives when it comes to the Lenovo Legion Y520 gaming laptop. Around $900, you guys get a solid built gaming laptop with great performance. Now, if you're looking for something a little beefier, you can upgrade the GPU to the GTX 1060 for around $75 more, and this will get you 60 FPS across most titles in high settings, so you don't have to compromise the quality of the game. But anyways, that wraps up my honest review of the Lenovo Legion Y520 gaming laptop. If you guys enjoy these types of review videos on laptops, make sure to drop a like so that I know. If you guys didn't enjoy the video, feel free to dislike as well. That is completely fine too. I'll drop a link to the laptop below if you guys want to check it out. A huge thanks to Lenovo for sending this in and sponsoring this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.